Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Moon Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, this is going to take us to the 10th of October, which we know that we have a full moon on the 7th of October. We have a full moon in Aries. It's a full corn moon, harvest moon, right? So it is harvest time. So somebody is really now plentiful. Like now you know exactly what your temptations are, what your demons are, but you also know every single person around you is being exposed, right? All secrets, everything is being exposed, right? So get ready for a show. All I can tell you, get ready for a show. You put you in a very vulnerable position to watch, but you're gonna be moving. You're gonna be moving because something about your light shining bright and exposing people on both sides of your family is going to expose who's connected to whom. So something is about to become bright. It usually starts with someone who feels like they're in competition with somebody. Like, so for you are a person that needs time to process your emotions, your thoughts. You need to find out, okay, why am I constantly being bullied? Why am I constantly moving? Like, what's happening here? So somebody told a lie behind, that's number 3. Somebody was inspired to tell some kind of a lie behind your back as to why you move around a lot, right? Why you move so much. Maybe when you were little, as a teenager, why you move so much. So somebody decided to tell a lie behind your back that got you bullied. But all of that is coming out. Literally all of it's coming out. Somebody has a moon possibly in Capricorn that says something that got somebody bullied, right? Only way like I said, you don't need people's time of birth. All you need is their date of birth and their location of where they were born. That's going to be easy to find out who got you bullied, who talked about how much you moved around, all of this other stuff. It's going to be easy. Bullying is not always somebody pushing you down or making you cry or whatever, but who constantly had you move out of your home, constantly having you move, packing up, moving here, moving there. It's about to be exposed, right? Somebody could have a moon in Capricorn. Somebody could also have a moon in Taurus. Again, you don't need the time of birth. That's only for Chiron and Ascendant. If you looked at my birth chart series on my second channel, the Knowledge channel, then you would know that. But yeah, when you're pulling birth chart, there's too many people around the world that don't know their time of birth, right? That's more common than people realize. People assume, well, I don't know my time of birth. It's not on my birth certificate. A lot of people don't have a time of birth. So they kind of sort of go by what was on television that day, or anything could have happened. Somebody could have forgot. Something could have got lost in translation when the records being typed up. Somebody could have, forgot to do a time change. Y'all know what I'm saying? When we go from daylight savings time or whatever, somebody could have, anything could have happened to throw that off. So the time is not as important as people think it is. But your location of birth and your date of birth are really, really important. So somebody's going to be moving because of people's obsession with you. Somebody's going to be moving, whether you're moving jobs or moving geographical locations, because of somebody's obsession with you, because people are constantly trying to bring a tower down on your energy. Karma is coming back to another Capricorn for playing some kind of role. Like I said, their moon could be in Capricorn, but playing some kind of role in being bullied and people telling lies behind your back, whoever you are. So you're having a tower moment, a total recall of sorts, right? You're starting to remember. It's just like, gosh, every time I had to move, I heard something. Like now somebody's starting to remember when you move from this place to this place to this place to this place to this place. You could have been in the military. You could have been a person who, like I said before, you could have, like I said, people in the military, sometimes they, somebody's deployed somewhere, you got to move here. Next thing you're packing up, you're moving there, so on and so forth. But somebody is starting to remember now the lies that were being told about someone's fire. Maybe somebody said somebody had a really bad temper and they, people getting fired from jobs, like all of this other stuff. Somebody is starting to remember now. Something is starting to click. Why did you have to move? You may have gotten fired or not gotten fired, but you had to hurry up and move. Like, what the heck was going on? And so now you're starting to have a total recall. pull the people close to you that's in your circle, their birth chart. You're going to find out exactly who is behind it. Whoever you're talking to on a regular basis, it could be a best friend that you grew up with. To go back to your teenage years, best friend, family member, if you're an only child and you had friends that's like brothers, like sisters, you're going to know exactly who was behind it. People sitting in a circle talking about this and that and so on and so forth. You're going to start remembering things that were the truth and weren't a lie. And now all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh my God, there's a Cancer involved in something. There is a Scorpio involved in something. There is a Virgo involved in something. There is a Libra involved in something. Could be something legal involved in something. A Taurus could be involved in something, bullying you in some way. But something has been following you wherever you go. A lie has been following you wherever you go. And it's around your demons. Whether it is you have a lustful spirit, something has been following you around. Whether you've been restricted or you're obsessed with certain things, something has been following you around. Every time you move, something has been following you around. But this is where it ends. Something ends now. That's why you have the death card and this karma card, because the karma is swinging right back to whoever put that rumor or lie about you. Is swinging right back to them, and it's hitting every single energy that lied on you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it's all coming out. Something is coming out. So yeah. And something for you could just be overwhelming. Like, why? You can be even ask yourself, why? Why would somebody want to, like when everybody has temptations, why would they? I would suggest you not give it any air whatsoever. Your earth sign, that's where it's going to be buried, right there. It's going to be buried right there because you're not going to give it any air. That's a seed that people have been trying to plant in you from a very beginning, right? And people have been talking about you behind your back. A seed has been planted. You're uprooting something. You're uprooting something, and it's just kind of sort of separating who is doing stuff in the dark and it's being enlightened, right? You're just being enlightened, right? So, and like I said, something could be overwhelming. It always is the intention behind it too. This is also karma. The intention behind enlightening you about something that's overwhelming. Like for instance, if you have when you're younger, let's say for instance, you have an aunt that doesn't like your mother. Let's just say this. Or an uncle who doesn't really like your father, right? And they tell you something like, oh, they've always been jealous of you, right? And so that seed planted, every little thing that they do, guess what? It grows. Everything that they do, that seed grows, right? Or that, let's say somebody says, the only thing you're ever going to be good at is sleeping around because you're not smart. People plant those demonic seeds into people's spirits. You're not smart, you're not this, and you're not that. You're only good for such and such. What I'm thinking about is the movie The Color Purple with Mr. And, when she finally got the courage to say that she was leaving his abuse, he said, what you gonna do? When she said she was leaving with Suge Avery, if y'all stood up and remember that scene at the table, because it's like people all sitting around a table talking. That's part of your bullying. That's part of somebody being bullied. And he laughed at her. He said, she said, I'm going with Suge Avery. And so, with Suge Avery and her husband. And so Mr. sitting at the table laughing, basically like she was like chained to him forever, chained to him. Like this right here, chain reaction, chained to him. People getting their karma, chained to them forever. And he said, what you gonna do? The father even said, what you gonna do, clean the caboose? Basically, like you have no other purpose on this planet as to be a sex slave. Basically, you have no other purpose. You don't look good. He said, you black, you ugly, you this and that. He said all this horrible stuff to her. Basically, you're never going to amount to anything other than what I tell you that you're going to be. So the seed was planted a long time ago. Now it's being exposed. It's being exposed. Overwhelming, just in somebody's family. The seed that was planted. And this is how family feuds. It's some kind of a family feud that's going on. Basically, like somebody say, oh, their last name is so-and-so. Oh, yeah. They're not that smart, but they're great in bed. Horrible. That's a horrible thing to say to somebody, about somebody. And so all of it is being exposed. Why? Because somebody felt overwhelmed drinking, drunk in the spirit, or just drinking, and just like I said before, drinking on some kind of medication, whatever. And all of a sudden people just recording all of that, all the darkness. So if you've been tuned into my channel for quite some time, like I said, let's get into it. Let's get into your gifts. Let's get into your intuition, right? I take it all the way down to the lowest of low, which some people may think is being negative, but it's only for the purpose of saying, hey, you're not dead yet. You're still breathing. Get up, write that book. Get up, write that screenplay. Get up, despite people trying to expose your demons. That's what my assignment is. So even if it sounds like I'm taking it down to the lowest of frequency, it comes across as negative to some people, it's because those are the people down there that's forgotten. That's that uncle sitting over in the corner, or just drinking, and people like, oh, he always drunk. Or this aunt over here, people wrote her off. She's always like the Sealies, right? Doesn't really matter what your skin color is, but people have written off. That's the best they can do. That's all they can do. That's my assignment, to go all the way down there to bring you up to a higher frequency, right? To show you, hey, they don't determine. They're not your God. Stop giving people that. You're having somebody having a loud tower moment, but somebody's having a silent. Some energies are having a silent tower moment because they want to plant that seed so bad that this is the reason why you moved around so much. This is the reason why you're being bullied. This is why this, that, and the other, telling lies behind people's backs. Now all of those people are like, oh, we were just playing, we were just joking, we were just playing. No, but it exposed their demons. This is in your family. This is in your family. Because something now is going all over the world. All over the world. Some people wanted to be famous. There it is. There they want to be famous. So now people are like, oh, we were just joking, we were just playing. But it's all fun and games until it drives you to drinking. Until it's so overwhelming that it literally drives you to drinking, and it brings out the worst in you. Because you start feeling sad. Like, okay, that's how we had to move around so much, because mom or dad was alcoholics, or they were into some kind of sex ring, or that's the reason why. Again, half people believe it, half people don't. And so what's most important is what you believe. All of it is coming out. All of it is coming out. Every single person that said something, all of that's coming out. They can't hide it, because now the mirror is showing back on them. This is in your family. So the current energy is a devil card. Your card appears as a mirror. And so Spirit asks, where do attachments, fears, or illusions still bind you? This week is about liberation. You are going to feel liberated in your own family, because every single person in your family that tried to make you feel like you were just some dark entity, you were tied to this dark entity, is now being exposed. But it's going to push you into your answering the call on your life. That's your 10th house. You are ruled 10th house. It's going to push you into that. It's pushing you into purpose, because now you're like, okay, I cannot believe all of these people so busy trying to bring out other people's demons. That mirror is now turned on them. It's now turned on them, and the tower is falling on them. Here's a tower card. Yeah, that's the past influence. And this is a good tower for you all, okay? Because usually you see towers, oh God, I'm having another tower moment. No, just in your memories. You're just starting to remember all the lies that was said about you and other people two other people behind your back. Now you're realizing, man, now these people talking about they're playing, they were just playing. But you're moving on. You're moving on. It's all fun and games until their demons are exposed, okay? So here you're having a tower moment. Sudden change has cleared false structures. Spirit reminds you that this breakdown was sacred preparation for your awakening. Yeah, all the lies that were told that got you bullied out of your home. Somebody moved at least 10 times. All these lies being told with whoever. Maybe you or your parents moved around a lot, whatever. But every single person that lied on you and your parents are being exposed. That caused you to move around a lot. They are all being exposed. So a tower is coming down on an entire organization of energies who bullied your family. An entire organization of energies who bullied your family. And because a secret has come to light. It's literally like your family it's like a family feud. Like your family could have had the same last names. Y'all know how like family members who they could have all come from one place in the past, right? And so something could have been so overwhelming. It was like the sea parted. Okay, well that family over there, and then this family is over here, but everybody's related. like okay, let's say everybody's last name is Tarot. Let's just use the name Tarot, right? Let's say everybody's last name is Tarot. You got Tarots over here, Tarots over here, because having the same last name is not uncommon, right? But it's a common, like whatever the common last name. So let's say everybody's last name is Tarot. So, but somebody over here may have put a little extra pizzazz on the Tarot. You know, we just try to get extra fancy. Tarot. Okay, it's Tarot, but somebody, okay, our last name is Tarot, right? But anyway, something now is overwhelming because you're starting to realize who is a part of dark energy, who practices it, and who's exposing it. You decide, you're still now saying who's on what side of what, right? All of this, you see all these stars under the sky? Everybody is a star, meaning that everybody has a future, right? Everybody can learn best practices whenever something closes out. When a cycle closes out, a marriage closes out, somebody dies in the family, what are the, you choose what you want to take with you. You can take good memories with you. Some people secretly harbor horrible feelings towards people, and it's all of it gets exposed. All of it gets exposed, right? That's why somebody has been bullied and moving around a lot. So all of it is getting exposed, right? And so for those energies who wanted to be a star under the sun, but they wanted to keep it quiet, guess what? Exposed. Everything is being exposed, and it's just overwhelming. Something is just overwhelming because somebody who is going through a very dark time right now is the one that's exposing it. They're getting it all structured right now. They're getting it all structured and authoritative. They're not being impulsive. And this is what's bringing a tower down. They're not being impulsive. They've had time to process and think. Okay, they have time to look at their own demons. They had time to look back at everybody that's surrounding them in the circle, other people's demons. They are structuring something right now to help people to see. It's almost like putting together a manual. After you've, when you're moving on to your next job, you say, okay, I want to make something easier for the next energy to come in, like cross training. When they come in, I don't want them scattered all over the place. I don't want to spend the majority of time trying to find out what people's demons are. I just want to add something very structured and authoritative. Here's this manual, something easy for you to look at. Okay, then you tweak it however you want to, put it together. Everything is being exposed. So people's purposes are being exposed. Like, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of meeting this person? What is the purpose of working on this job? What was the purpose of somebody getting married to somebody? What was the purpose of somebody having kids with somebody? All of that. All you need to do is sit back and watch. This is a good tower for you. All you need to do is sit back and watch. That's it. You're divinely protected because there's a lot of money in something that's headed your way. A lot of money headed your way because all you had to do is, like I said, be your prayer warrior. You're saying, Source, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of me having to move so much? Why? All of it is being exposed. Somebody came up with a very creative way of exposing it. Somebody came up with a very creative way of exposing all of it. All the secret, who's secretly related to whom, who has kids by whom, taking it all the way back, far, far, far back. Somebody came up with a very creative way to find out, like I said before. And it's with the enemy meant for evil, Source is actually turning it around for your good. Somebody's going to see how things flow to you in your purpose. Even if you felt like, okay, I was bullied. What's the purpose of me being bullied? Why did I have to leave this job? Why did my marriage end? Why did these friendship end? Why did I have to physically, geographically relocate again? Like, why is this happening? That's a great question for you to ask the creator, Source, right? Because Source is saying, not only are you a very patient person, you're built tough, you're built strong, but some people will definitely see when the moon moves through Taurus, it reminds people that things like sex and money are not evil, right? They're not evil. Everybody has feelings. Somebody touch your hand, somebody touch the nape of your neck or the back of your knee or whatever the case may be. So it's the same, but somebody was telling lies about you behind your back. I'm telling y'all, it's usually exes. I'm telling y'all, it's usually somebody that feel like you moved on from them and they feel like, okay, they want to share some kind of lie about you behind your back, and it just follows you, and people choose to believe what they want to believe. But it's also Source's way of getting you out of a comfort zone to move you into the next wealthy place, okay? So you becoming wealthier in other people's demons and what they will do to expose yours, if that makes sense. So if you have any kind of addictions, if you have any kind of obsessions, if you have any kind of lustful spirit, somebody trying to expose you only expose themselves. That's why now y'all gonna start realizing how powerful your ruling planet Saturn is. You don't have to really do much. That's gonna be your indication right there. Okay, Source, let me pray about this, right? Let me ask Source, or go within for answers, for clarity. You know, you're gonna start asking yourself some questions like best practices. You know, is there room for advancement in this company anymore if it's a job? Or, you know, when I look at the pros and cons of this relationship, you know, are we arguing more than we're having conversations? You're going to start weighing the pros and cons for yourself and start saying, weighing the scales, right? This is a polarity to the Emperor card is Libra. You're going to start weighing the scales within yourself. Do I feel balanced out, or do I feel weighed down in this job? Or do I feel weighed down in my personal life? I need to balance this out myself, and I need to get to the root of it. I need to stop being scared and start saying, okay, Source, if it's the job that's overwhelming me, I need to pray for an exodus strategy. I need to pray for a better job. If it's the neighborhood where I'm living in that I feel like I'm being bullied out of something, I need to ask Source quickly, and Source will answer your prayers quickly. Some of you all, before your lease or your contract was up, whatever, Source made it so that you can move quickly. And you're like, all of a sudden money is coming in. You're like, okay, wow, this is, I'm able to leave before a date. Or if a job, you give you a letter of resignation, your manager said, don't worry about it. You can just go ahead and we'll just pay you for the 2 weeks. And you can just go ahead and turn everything in today. And you're just getting paid for 2 weeks. So it's like a 2-week vacation for some of you all. You don't have to go into the office. And most people look at it as like, oh, they don't want me there. And come out of that. Come out of that. Somebody's saying, here, I'm going to pay you for 2 weeks, but you can just go ahead and leave today. Okay. You're the one that put the letter of resignation in, right? They saying we'll pay you for 2 weeks. Okay. I just need to see that in writing. See it in writing. Leave. Okay. Hey, new vacation start right now. Vacation starts right now. Or go home and rest and process. You don't want to put the letter of resignation in. That's your time for, okay, now it's the time for relaxation. Or you don't have to go on a vacation. You can literally sit at home and say, okay, I already have a new job lined up. I got 2 weeks to just relax and kick back because I already gave my letter of resignation. They said I can go ahead and leave. I see it in writing. I know my paycheck is going to hit. It's going to overlap possibly with a new paycheck or whatever the length of time that it takes for your first paycheck and your new job to kick in. It's all good. It's all good because it's all Source. In other words, Source is protecting you from something you can't even see. So if you stay on that job for another 2 weeks and your manager said you can leave because you're an overworker, you just over your mind, you're a workaholic, and Source say you don't need to do that. I'm giving you a 2-week vacation. You're not using your leave. I don't know who I'm talking to now. You're not using your leave. They're basically saying, here, go ahead, we'll pay you for 2 weeks. It's almost like somebody prayed for something. It's too good to be true. We'll pay you for 2 weeks and you're still sitting there looking confused. But I'll come in and I'll work. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? That just exposed your demons, that you're a workaholic. Somebody's obsessed with working. So somebody just said, here you go. I'm giving you some big money. It's something that you prayed for. Here's some big money. You so structured and so organized, whatever. Somebody, okay, I'm now some suspicious. I'm suspicious. What? You pray for a big coin, like big money. And so it's saying, no, you're so structured and you're so authoritative. You're on top of some things. This is where you say, okay, let me get in my 5th house. Let me get in my 5th house and let me take a gamble on something. Like I've taken a gamble on applying for the job, got the job. Let me take a gamble on this. I believed in my dreams. Let me take a gamble on something. So it's something that's trying to bring out your inner child, right? You're in a very vulnerable space. You and somebody are in a very vulnerable space, and Source is moving you out of your comfort zone so that you can be in your purpose. Okay? So there's something that you pray for. Y'all know how it works. It could happen the next day, or 10 days, or 10 months, or 10 years from there. But the bottom line is that something is happening for you, and it's major. Something major is happening for you. So the Ten of Wands here is, like I said, your challenge. The weight of responsibility may feel heavy. And so Spirit says, release what is not yours to carry. Your soul is craving freedom. You are not carrying other people's lies on your back. If they lying about you, saying that you have a sex demon attached to you, you know, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with engaging in healthy sex, or like health. If you work your job, you work like your people are going to assume the worst about you. They're going to assume the worst about you. You literally could have worked for 10 years and saved up money and finally decided to travel. And guess what? People will still think that the worst about you. I don't know how they can travel so much, because I can't. They immediately put themselves into it. But I wasn't able to do so and so. And how were they able to save up so much money? Get that off your back. Get that off your back. You're dealing with a person who's trying to compare your money to their money. Get that off of your back. Somebody trying to compete with you. And compete with you and compete with your family. Basically, well, we didn't have to move around so much. Y'all had so much money. How come y'all had to move around so much? That's none of their business. People could have been bullied out of places, could have been bullied out of jobs, could have been bullied out of homes, all kinds of stuff, right? Everybody's not in that combative energy, right? So it's just saying you're built tough, but it was all leading you towards your North Node. This connects us with Sagittarius. Somebody's North Node could be in Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is a very travelist. They're ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck and good fortune. It's right here, the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody's now looking at, okay, maybe you moved around a lot. It's actually being a fortune. You're fortunate to have moved around, met so many different people, and learn how to just kind of sort of go with sources flow. So it's okay, I prayed to be able to move around a lot, so I know a lot of different things. I have a lot of different things I can talk about, a lot of different people I can talk about. I lived here, lived there, went to this school, that school. I can talk to this subject, that subject, this subject, that subject, right? I can talk about a whole lot of things that a lot of people can't talk about because they would just sit in one space their whole life. So they have history in that one space, where another person could have moved around a lot and they could talk about a lot of different subject matters, right? So again, you're starting to see what the enemy meant for evil, to make you ashamed and embarrassed about something, is actually turning it around for your good. Somebody has learned how to be highly adaptable on your way to your star, believing in your dreams, right? So you could be going into the military. If that means you're going into the military, hey, everybody else complaining about having to pack their bags and move here, move there. You excited. Okay, you excited for the next. Okay, what's the next? So and so. Somebody is so used to moving. Stop carrying other people's lies about them moving on your back. Stop carrying all that on your back. Somebody is highly adaptable. That's what this is. You've learned how to see things from a higher frequency at a young age, in somebody's teenage years. So here we go. Yeah, one person may be like, oh, they don't stay on a job for long. Guess what? Here we are in 2025. A lot of people, they get what they need to get on the job. They making everything personal, but depending on what your age is, your parents or grandparents could have stayed on the job from 18 years old, 17 or 18 when they graduated, all the way up to the day they retired. Why would that even make sense to you if somebody's telling you you're unstable because you don't stay on a job from the time you're 18 years old to retirement age, whatever that is? That's not unstable. You learn how to move with the times. You're still a hardworking person. Somebody's just wired that way. Somebody's just really wired as just being a very hardworking person. So you moving around a lot has prepared you, whoever you are, somebody moved at least 10 times, has prepared you for knowing when you're having a total recall, when to move. when to move, when to apply for another position, a higher level position. Because, okay, I learned everything I could. Okay, oh, that's not luck that the new position opened up in this company. Oh, that must be for me. When you start thinking like that and start saying, let me go ahead and let me just dust off my resume and start updating some stuff. I need to add a couple of things here, maybe new duties and assignments. Okay, that position was created for me. Who else do you need to talk to? Nobody. You already talked to Source about it. You said, okay, I need more money. Source says, okay, I'm going to open up another position for you. Who are you talking to? Except the person that's interviewing you for the position. You asked Source for more money because you wanted to live somewhere. So it's like, boom, here you go. That could be lottery win. That could be mail coming in for you with a big check attached to it. Something is happening where somebody got big money coming to them, and you ask Source for a particular life for you to move. So it's like, okay, you ask. You bypass your demons of what people thought, what they would be saying about you, and bam, there it is. Some of y'all, looking at the cards, you're realizing that you were a born leader. But the thing that was blocking and stopping you was what people thought about you sexually behind your back because of who you were spending time around. That's what was blocking somebody. Because they were attracted to you. You may not have been attracted to them. They put all these rumors out here about you. And then guess what? Now you sitting there blocked, confused in this dark space. I'm scared because what people are going to think about. Let them think what they want to think. Get delivered from that. Because half people gonna believe it and half people are not gonna, but they're gonna like, whatever. Child, that's what they say about everybody. Get to that point. Get delivered from people's opinions of you. So yeah, so that's why you're having a tower moment. This is a really good tower actually. And so your conscious focus is the higher font, right? And so your focus is on wisdom, tradition, or higher truth. And so Spirit says discern the teachings that uplift your soul and from those that restrict you, right? So you want to focus on, you have an innate spiritual understanding of people talking about people behind their back. This is not, you're not brand new to earth. You didn't land today, like for real. And if you're watching this video, you at least been on earth for 18 years. People, this is not the first time people talked about you moving around, shifting jobs or relocating or moving from one place to the next. This is not somebody's first rodeo, for real. But so something is overwhelming for some people. Their secrets being exposed is overwhelming for some people because they haven't moved around like you have, whoever you are. They're not used to kind of going along with the flow. So for them, they overwhelmed. They almost like they need to keep somebody chained to them because it's hard. Like think about those people that you grew up with. They never left the neighborhood. They never. The most they may have done is bought the house next to theirs, or their family lives in an apartment complex across the way. Like everybody just stuck in one space, right? You're not judging anybody, but the fact that you moved around a lot. See, this person right here is packing up and moving, whether you're a man or woman. It may have started out as people bullying you for moving around, but now you're so highly adaptable. You're actually moving with Source's flow. So if Source puts a fire up under you, what could motivate you is money. And so Source will say, hey, okay, if it's a higher level position, that could motivate you to apply for another position. You're not bullied out of the other position. So he's like, hey, I'm going along with Source's flow. I did pray for more money. And Source says, here you go. So somebody is moving. You could be moving up to another higher position. So congratulations, you built for it. People know you're a solid person, right? People know that you're a leader. And so here, like I said, somebody decided to roll the dice and decide, okay, we're going to expose the dark side of them. And people are like, okay, well, you know what? That was Source's way of picking. But guess what? Their karma came back and hit them. In other words, two people were trying to keep you linked to them. Two energies were trying to keep you linked to them in a very unhealthy way, right? Instead of them saying to you, hey, we want to travel. We want to go where you're going. Let's all get together. Let's all sit around in a circle. Let's all talk. 3 people. Instead, they want to keep you chained to them. This is how we're going to keep you chained to them, just in case you move without us. We're going to expose something dark and unhealthy in you and someone else. We're going to bring a tower down, a silent tower down on you and a bold tower down on somebody else. This is why this makes it a tower, because it's exposing their demons. immediately, and it's immediate bringing a tower, because somebody didn't think far enough to say, okay, dang it, hold on, if I expose Capricorn, then I'm actually exposing myself. Somebody didn't think about it. You got some very impulsive energies that you sit around a circle with, who just like, F it. Hey, I don't care if it exposed, but the way it's coming back is whoever these people you were sitting around talking to, the way it's coming back, it literally is exposing every single person in that circle. But it's not just exposing them, it's exposing their family. All because somebody wanted to show your demons, bully you. It's literally exposing all of them. And guess who is going to expose them? Somebody who knows everybody sitting at that table's secrets. Everybody who wanted to be a star, that's the one that's exposing everybody's secrets. It's undeniable. It's going to be so overwhelming for you. You're going to be sitting back like you watching a show, for real. That's literally like whatever company you work for right now. Literally, whatever company you work for right now, that's like the person who was like the director of HR, right? They interviewed the person. They got people's work. They got their, like their application. They got the birth dates and who they're related to and all that. Imagine somebody trying to hurt you, and it's exposing everything in their family, who they're connected to, where they grew up, what they did for stardom. All of that is being exposed, and somebody knows everybody's secrets. So all you need to do is just sit back with your popcorn. Somebody's so busy trying to hurt you, they played themselves, they hurt themselves. So busy trying to hurt you, hurt themselves. So, oh well. Being impulsive. So, but somebody in this is so structured and so authoritative. They showing the light and dark side of everything, because they feel like they were being used as a pawn. So it's a person who feels like somebody is actually really helping you, because they're basically saying, somebody was so busy they see you as a hardworking person just like them, and they were so busy trying to expose you, it actually exposed them. But this time what you're dealing with is somebody who knows the dark that you didn't know, to everybody's demons. But the way that they're structuring it, it's going to be undeniable. It literally is going to drive some people to drinking. It's going to literally drive some people to drink. They thought they was built for certain things, but not the way something is coming out. Everybody not really built for fame. That's why some people, like, they would rather take the money and they don't want to be famous. That's why who was it was on one of those shows like America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, whatever. This lady, she had a very beautiful operatic voice, and she couldn't even, finish out her, I think she had won the entire challenge. I may know who I'm talking about. I can't remember her name right now, but she did not want to be famous. She just, she wanted to just like keep her gifts within, but she didn't want to be famous at all. People chasing her down the street. I mean, just doing the absolute most. And she just went in. She just went within. She just didn't even want to, be bothered with it. And people were like, oh my God, you know how much money you can make with such and such. So everybody's not looking for, their star, to be out in the light. And so the people they being exposed, because they so busy trying to expose your demons. So they have some idea. They're having a total recall now of what they did for fame. I'm telling y'all, there's some people right now rethinking their demons of what they did to you. But somebody else is putting it out there. Somebody who knows everybody's dirty secrets. Everybody who was sitting around that circle, they know everybody's dirty secrets that was sitting around that circle. I'm telling y'all, all y'all need to do is to watch back. Just sit back. Just sit back. Right? And so when I tell you you're going to get an earful, something could be overwhelming for you. Something could be overwhelming for you. It's almost like you all are put in a position where people want to bring you into to basically making you feel like, okay, you feel bad about this yourself, but let me expose other people's secrets. Let me expose other people's secrets too. So it's something like I said, somebody wanted to go to war. It's you have two energies who were at war with each other within your circle. They were at war. It's amazing how people will come together on a low frequency to attack somebody else until their war is exposed. You got two people in your family who was at war. I'm talking about at war with each other in the unhealthiest way around sex and around money. Who could have the most money? Who could, be with the most people? Who could be this and that? Basically at war with each other. Those two energies are about to be exposed. Those two people who are about to be exposed. It's actually three. Are about to be exposed big time because they sitting around a circle. Somebody decide, you know what, let's go do some digging. Somebody got a lot of money. Somebody says, let's go do some digging to find out their dirt since they want to hurt somebody. You're going to see a whole lot of finger pointing. Well, you this and that. And you always been jealous of me and this and that. Or just a whole bunch of just drama. So, like I said, you just be sitting back in your own family like, you know what, let me move. I don't even want to be a part of this. I ain't trying to hear that. Let me just pack up and just I ain't trying to hear who was this, who did this to this person and that person. You ain't even trying to hear any of that because something is pushing you out of a comfort zone, right? Something is pushing you out of comfort zone. Somebody wanted to go to war so bad, but they're at war with themselves. That's what it is. They wanted to go to war with somebody, but they're at war with themselves, right? So again, and taking everything down to the lowest frequency, trying to help you bring it back up to a higher frequency. People are getting their karma now. People are getting their karma. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, this is a no violent zone on my channel. Like, please do not repay bad deeds with bad deeds. All you need to do is sit back, because if somebody's intention was to hurt you, then it's being exposed. If their intention wasn't to hurt you, that's why you see some people, they sit around for a whole lifetime. This person keep getting away with this and keep getting away with that. Maybe their intention wasn't to hurt you. Some people don't think that far. But some people's actually, they were absolutely, their intention was to hurt you. And those are the energies that you're going to see the karma come back. Some people go through secret tower moments where they have an awakening because source, whatever your belief system is, and I'm not trying to, this is not church, I'm not preaching the gospel of anything. I'm just saying to you, some people have an awakening silently. They have an awakening silently that, wow, their demons were exposed. And so they silently repent. Source, help me with whatever. But then you got some people who just want to keep poking and poking and poking and basically keep saying, I got to expose Capricorn. They got these sex demons and they this and that. And they got these secret addictions and they chained to the devil. People keep doing that, keep poking. They found out that their arms are too short to box with God or whoever they believe in. Their arms are too short to box with source, the creator, higher power, whatever. You got to leave people alone. Everybody has temptations, literally. But once you recognize what yours is and you put them under submission, source, thank you for showing me my temptations. Okay, help me stay out of the cake aisle. Help me stay out of the sweets aisle at the grocery store. Matter of fact, when I get close and I'm going to go back to that bakery and I'm smelling that cake cooking right there, and source already told somebody in their doctor's office, hey, look, you can't have all that sweet stuff. You ain't gonna be around for too much longer. You better stop eating all of that stuff. It's inflaming your joints. All this other stuff. Some people they say like, look, okay, if I can't stay out the grocery store, I'll just have it delivered. I'll put the list together and I'll have it delivered. Right? Or some people, like you see people joking online, we're just using food. Some people could be addicted to food, which is real, right? When they feel like their water is low, they go straight into eating, something unhealthy. So I feel like somebody is now learning how to starve their temptations by just walking away. That's what I feel like somebody is learning, how to starve their temptations. Like, you know what? If somebody is trying to bring out the worst in you, it's best to just walk away from them. That's really source said, okay, I've been telling you to move on because I got something better for you. You're having a good tower moment. Don't make it bad, right? You're having a good tower moment. Don't make it worse. Don't make it bad. So, yeah, something is overwhelming. I'm telling you, some people wanted to bring out the worst in you so bad. But guess what? All it did is push you right into purpose. So congratulations to you there. This is really a good tower moment. Some people are secretly like, man, they're starting to see now, like, okay, just how powerful your prayers were. So this is what the Emperor card is, right? So looking at your, like I said, looking at your cards here, the something is being exposed. Like I said, the secrets are being exposed, hidden fears and all that stuff. So you got, like I said, near future is a new beginning in the material world emerges. Spirit shows seeds of abundance coming your way, stability and an opportunity are ready to take root. Like I said, we have a full corn moon coming up on the 7th. This reading is going to take us into the 10th, but now you're starting to awaken to other people's demons. Something is breaking you out of fear of just like, okay, what are people going to think about me? What are they going to think about my family? At this point, somebody had to come through and expose all of these people's demons that you were sitting around for you to go, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that either. I didn't know this and didn't know that, right? It's going to break down all of your fear. It's going to break down all of your fear of you putting people up on a pedestal and thinking it. Start being no respecter of person. Start being no respecter of person. Hey, listen, I'm not, whether it's the person that's cleaning the street or the person who owns the head of a company, I'm not tripping over who is doing X, Y, and Z. Because that person that's cleaning the street, that serves a purpose. That may be the calling on their lives. That's what they were called to do. And so somebody is no longer holding people in this. It's okay to respect people's time and energy and effort that they put into things, but not in an unhealthy way. Not in an unhealthy way, like, oh my God, I always wanted to meet you. I would do anything for this person. No, you wouldn't. If Source didn't tell you to, no, you wouldn't. People are constantly trying to find out what people's temptations are and saying, okay, well, you know what? I'll offer you all of this if you sacrifice this, right? Sound familiar to a lot of people. So the Emperor card here lets me know that you embody, this is you embody authority and structure, and Spirit affirms, ground your power with wisdom, lead your path with clarity and discipline. Somebody has always been a leader, right? But the way that people have been trying to bring leadership out of you is trying to expose your demons. That's the wrong way to bring leadership out of somebody. That's literally like your manager bringing you into an office, basically telling you that you're not good enough and that you suck and you're the worst and you're the weakest link in the chain, instead of highlighting your strengths and saying, okay, these are some areas that we can work on, but here's some solutions that we can work on it. Constructive feedback, not destructive in your personal and your professional life. So if all you're hearing constantly is that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this and that, you're going to say it to somebody who actually sees greatness in you and immediately go into prayer for you. This person has been around a bunch of bullies that don't want them to see their light. That's why the tower is happening. That person is going to come across somebody who loves you's face and going to be like, who in the heck told you that? That's why it's important when you're dealing with people to bring out the light in them. You're not really, even if you think a person is placating you, even if you think a person is being, oh, they just being nice, they must want something from me. If you're more used to people insulting you and hurting you than people complimenting you, something is wrong. It's a balance. Learn how to take everything with a grain of salt. With a grain of salt. So that's what I'm seeing here. Fame for some people is overwhelming because they really cannot take people. It literally has driven some people to drink. For real, it's literally driven some people to drink because they thought they wanted fame until they see the light and dark side of things. Then they like, oh no, they not willing to do that, right? So yeah, so you also inherited psychic gifts. You also inherited psychic gifts, right? So whoever in this cycle, this certain sitting around you talking to, whoever you're sitting around talking to, karma is coming back. Somebody wanted to copy your gifts in a very unhealthy way, and that karma is tearing them up because it's exposing everything within. Their karma is hitting them. Yeah. That karma is hitting them, and it's literally driving some people. Literally, it's overwhelming for some people. So, but it pushes you into purpose, which you may have thought that you were called to do, right? That could have been on your way to preparing you. Like, think about it now. Some of the jobs that you worked or some of the places you moved to, now things are starting to come into view and clear because you're returning to pure consciousness. So, yeah, so here we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is the external influences. Fate is shifting, right? So things are shifting in your favor. And Spirit shows cycles turning in your favor. Changes this week are divinely orchestrated. The hope is endings may bring fear, right? And so, yes, Spirit says transformation is sacred and trust the rebirth that follows release. Yeah. So it says somebody is moving. So that means that you're ending one thing and moving into something else. Money could be involved. You could be leaving a lower level position to be moving up to a higher level position. And because now you're not afraid of people trying to expose your demons. And so it's just like, but they just expose themselves. They just expose themselves in a very unhealthy and wounded way. So busy being impulsive and trying to be mean-spirited. Guess what? They just expose themselves. There it is. There it is. And so this week is going to highlight release, renewal, and alignment with higher truth. And so by shedding burdens and illusions, you step into clarity, authority, and fulfillment of a sacred cycle. And transformation is not the end. It is an awakening. So you're going through an awakening. You're definitely going through some kind of an awakening. So congratulations to you. Like I said, more money is coming across somebody's path. That's what you prayed for. And the Creator had to create in a creative way to overwhelm you in something that you just, you had no choice but to move. Like somebody had no choice but to move. Something had to put a blowtorch or fire up under your back, whether it's something about you or somebody that you love. Something forced you to move out of a comfort zone. Forced you to move out of a comfort zone. So, yeah, here we go. Pray and meditate. They should go hand in hand, and meditate, right? Treat yourselves to a spa day. If you used to go to a particular spa that you had some kind of feeling about something, if you feel like, then you're not going back to that spa. That's why that car flipped upside down first. But treat yourself to a spa day. So if you feel like somebody was connected to some kind of unhealthy practices with the spa you used to go to, that is not the spa you're going to again. Okay? Let's be crystal clear. That's why this car flipped upside down. You're not going to that spa again. Your light is shining bright. And so that would be bringing business into somebody who try to exploit and expose and hurt you. You are not going back to that spa. Okay? Just so we're crystal clear. Anybody that source is exposing that's connected to anything that was trying to expose your demons, you are not patronizing them. Okay? I can't say that any clearer. Because people are now starting to realize, oh my God, we got to get this person connected to us. We got to connect with this person. It's almost like a person, it literally is like a person who treated you that you was less than until they realized who you were connected to. Now all of a sudden you usher to the front of the line and people are realizing, oh, okay, we gotta all get together. We gotta, connect with this person. Listen, anybody got their number? So a secret is being exposed. A secret is being exposed of, who you're related to, whoever you are, and it's bringing a lot of money your way, right? So somebody is a druid. They're kind of malevolent, nocturnal spirits. So document your dreams day and night. Somebody may have already told you that you related to somebody. So somebody's a succubus spirit. Somebody thought, okay, we can distract Capricorn by sexing them up, basically. It's a man or woman. Somebody has a sex demon attached to them. You made a positive impact on them. So it's just trying to tell you, the devil card for you all, the way that people get to you, they want to find out what you're obsessed with, what could limit you, and through lust. Those three things right there are what people try to expose in Capricorns. If you can get that under control and recognize, hey, I'm attracted to this person, this person, this person, this person. And so it's like, but you're going to have to learn how to control your temptations. So if you're obsessed with eating certain types of food, guess what? People want to expose. Oh, guess what? Yeah, they come in they come to the same restaurant every week at such and such time, and they're obsessed with the They're obsessed with this particular dish right here. That's how people can find out what your demons are. It's time to switch it up. It's time to switch it up. Somebody's just a creature of habit, and people are looking at every little thing that you're buying, every little thing that you're doing. They right there. I saw this person, they go to such and such type of cuisine restaurant, and this is what they like to eat, every such and such. So if a person really wants to do something to hurt you, unfortunately, they'll know exactly what your demons are. They studying every little thing that you're doing to overwhelm you, studying your time, looking at where you're moving, looking at everything. I remember when I moved in this one place, and I noticed that this person stuck their head right in my door. Like, I mean, you coming in with a welcome basket? You bring some food? Like, what you doing? Like, for real? Like, what they looking to see? I'm like, can I help you? They just sit there with a smile on their face. Okay, right. So here we have, your peace is paramount, but always bet on you. Always bet on you. Your peace is paramount, but always bet on you. So your prayers are being answered about money being connected to you, but that's the reason why some people want to stay connected to somebody, because they feel like, okay, this person is a money magnet, right? So you are an answered prayer. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. Yeah, get your rest. Get your rest. Y'all got to recognize when people want to stay connected to you for what they can get from you. That's what Source is trying to help you up front. Like, if you're great in bed and that's all the person wants from you, but they constantly depositing your demons into you. Oh, you're a cheater, you're a liar, you're this and that. Cut them off. I can't say it no clearer than that. Cut them off. Or your family is not good as my family, or my family is better than yours. Cut them off. I mean, I can't say it no clearer than that. You got a powerful sword. You got air sign, you got fire sign, all of this in your birth chart. You got a water sign, you also got earth of your earth sign, obviously. That you can bury it right then and there. Pull up the weeds, because it's like, okay, that's not who I am. You're trying to project something into my soil that I'm not. I'm pulling those weeds up right now. I don't resemble that statement that you just made about me. You're trying to make me out to be like all Capricorn, the Capricorns that hurt you in the past. I'm not them. It's going to be a one and done. I'm telling you, I'm not like them. If that's what you want to choose to believe and create a bunch of chaos and confusion, guess what? Bye. Goodbye. Everybody can't dump you in the same thing. So somebody has a big heart. Somebody has a big heart. You moved around a lot and you have a big heart. Somebody's a really nice person. So somebody wanted to basically say you like all Capricorns. That's a lie from the pit of hell. No, all signs are the same. That's be like, okay, you're the head of the Capricorn committee. Whether you're a man or woman, you're the head of all Capricorns. How do you say that you represent literally all Capricorns? There's no way. Nobody can represent their entire zodiac sign. Even twins, quadruplets, triplets, sextuplets, whatever, quintuplets, they don't have the same birth chart. I trust my intuition. Yeah. Somebody knows how to make connections. Somebody is a really friendly person. Somebody's friendly. They're down to earth. Whoever it is, they're friendly and down to earth. And people are always going to think you trying to hook up with people. They're going to always think that you're trying to hook up with people. But it only exposes what they're doing. You know, like a person who called you a cheater, but then you find that they've been cheating. I was like, voila. You said I've been cheating, but looky. looky. Right? So, new love, new you, new career, new life. That's one of the oldest games in the book. Somebody swearing up and down that you cheating on them, only to find out they've been cheating on you. Or somebody swearing up and down that you wanted their position until you find out they've been copying you. They've been swearing up and down, you copying them, but then you find out they've been copying you because you've been doing what you're doing longer. So remove the fiery ring of resentment from around your... Yeah, so I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. Yeah. Copycat. Somebody's been copying you the whole time, talking about you copying them. That's a distraction. You know what? Since I'm copying you, let's just separate it then. All you need to do is look at the date of when you started and when they started. That's one of it. That's one way of doing it. But somebody's demons have been building up, trying to copy you and doing something the whole time, and you just couldn't see it. But now you're seeing it. It's being put on full blast. You don't even have to be mad about it. Somebody's saying that they love you, but they feel like something is their way or the highway. Nah. And they gotta bully you. No, you should never. That right there will show you that people are not a twin flame in your life, in your love life. Because twin flame will inspire you spiritually without ever putting their hands on you, cussing you out, calling you the lowest of low. That is not a twin flame in your business or personal life. Yeah, too many sacrifices have already been made. Too many sacrifices have already been made for somebody to talk to you like you less than, right? So something is there's a waiting game. Something is a waiting game. That's you just kind of sort of, like I said before, your roots run real deep in terms of you being a hardworking person. Like I said, you're an answered prayer to a whole lot of people. But when you decide to move on and people feel like, okay, well, who told you to apply for the next job? Who told you to move? Who told you to this and that? Then it actually exposes their demons. And you're just answering the call in your life. And people out here, mad. They the ones that have a fiery ring of resentment around them that they need to release. Too many sacrifices have been made. I invested all of that in you in this relationship and you such and such and such and such. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, but all knew everything. All knew everything. That's what I have for you. So trust your intuition. Somebody has already exposed the secret to you about something. And now something is going to come to light. Remember, time is relative. It may have already come to light, but something is going to be overwhelming, like of who you're connected to, who you're related to, who you're, but somebody has already, everything that people was trying to keep in secret away from you, that's surrounding big money, is something is coming to light. And people are going to be high fish greed mad that you came into some kind of knowledge about something. But yeah. Too many sacrifices were made. Too many sacrifices were made. So all knew everything. So congratulations to you. Bye.